let's move on to the next room. Okay. Made me feel uncomfortable.
We should also start a museum where we scare the crap out of kids. Is that a statue, kids?
Well, there are people that do that, like out on, Hollywood Boulevard.
Woodworth.
They paint themselves like statues. I don't know if they do it. They do it in some cities.
They do it in San Francisco.
They do it on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah?
Yeah, the living statue.
And then
There is a guy?
Yeah, I saw him actually this last week.
There's like 8 guys in San Francisco.
and
Did you talk to him?
No, he's a statue.
Did you touch him?
Yeah.
That's
You give him money?
That's how you test
If you give him money, he comes alive and does the robot or something.
No, that's not. That's
No.
that's the robot, not the statue. That's Silverman. I once rode the Metro with Silverman. The one time I've been on the Metro in L.A., Silverman was on there.
And he was fully silver.
Fully silver. But he wasn't doing his act. He was just like sitting there listening to music. Kids thought that was pretty awesome.
Never meet your heroes, that's what they say.
Oh, we didn't talk to him. I didn't want to ruin the illusion.
But he was moving. That was the problem.
He was pretty still. He was pretty still on it. He was pretty still. He was chilling out. Do we have other questions that we were going to answer? You don't want to answer more questions?
Yeah, I didn't know that that's what we were doing, but yeah, I can do that.
You didn't. You know what do you think about my Twitter advice? I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. I thought it was insightful.
I'm not joking that
I'm surprised that you don't tweet more since you have so many opinions.
Well,
about
this is things not to do on Twitter. I don't have any ideas of what to do on Twitter. That's why I don't tweet. But I have seriously. I actually haven't considered taking a picture of my shoes while using the bathroom, but I've thought about it. I've thought about what it would be like to take a picture of it.
Because it would be a shot of your shoes and your pants down around your ankles. I mean,
Yeah, I could probably just get the top half of the shoes. I don't know. You want me to go in there and figure it out? Take a couple of shots.
Celia asks, why is this always happening outside my window when I prefer to sleep? Any suggestions for a bird trap?
So that's a Twitter joke.
Twitter joke,
Now,
which we will honor with an answer.
well, just a sidebar for a second. We were talking to somebody, or maybe we talked about this on a previous episode. Twitter was originally going to be called Status, right? It was originally going to be called Status.
I don't think we mentioned that in the Who Names Things
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
We didn't mention it.
We never got around to that. That was in the research that was done for that episode. But, yeah, so Twitter was originally going to be called Status because that's what it was supposed to be, as a way to update your status. And then they changed it to something else, and then they landed on Twitter, right? Well, Eddie, do you remember the thing that it was before it became Twitter? It was another...
Twitch.
Twitch.
And then...
So it was Status,
Twitch, huh?
and then it was Twitch, and then it was Twitter.
I think you did talk about it in Good Mythical more.
Oh, well, this is Good Mythical More. Let's talk about it again. Anyway, they went with tweet because birds can do that, and this girl is wondering why it's happening outside her window.
And what?
I just think she's making a joke. I don't think she's asking a real question.
I don't have any other questions in here. I think I accidentally deleted them
Oh, that's good.
when we decided that we weren't going to.
That's good, yeah.
Of course, I'm not the only one who has access to this Google Doc.
I haven't deleted anything. I don't delete anything ever.
Well, then let's talk about that.
I've still got
If
files
that's-
from like 98.
Is that what you're trying to get to here? I have a problem with deleting things. Is that what you really want?
You are a deleter. You are a deleter. And
I'm a tidier,
but
and that a subset
it's
of
not
that is a
any
deleter.
cleaner, though. I mean, you can take a big, nasty, unorganized folder or section of your hard drive and just put it in a folder called Nasty Unorganization. And then it's organized. I don't want to go into that nasty unorganization, but I know where it is. That's what I do. I mean, I'll archive my whole email every couple of years. Just archive the whole thing and just have it sitting on a disk somewhere.
Well, I have to do that now because they have the cloud has a limit. So I've started doing that, but actually I don't delete enough emails so that I don't have to archive. I'm not that bad.
I do it for the FBI.
Did you guys want to talk about the share versus the overshare? I don't know how often you.
You don't want to hear about the FBI? Okay, all right.
Let's talk about the FBI.
Rhett was being facetious about
overshares.
the.
You don't follow any overshares on any of your social media sites? Because I do. Like people who share like exactly what they're thinking in their mind at all times. Even if
Like
they
who?
don't
Who? Tell me some people.
Like there's this guy. who
By name.
shares- he will like he'll status update about his health insurance process and like going to the doctor and ask questions that like he's really asking himself to nobody. To talk politics.
I just can't. I just cannot see Twitter as a way to maintain a legitimate connection.
Right.
To me, it's just like if I can't be entertaining or tell you about something I did that's entertaining, I'm not going to do it.
Well, I'm curious. Are there people who use it for a strictly utilitarian reason that they're actually saying what they're doing? Just a plane just landed. You know, the classic example from the beginning of Twitter. What are you doing right now? Does Twitter even ask that anymore?
I have a friend whose Twitter account is nothing but check-ins, like literal Foursquare check-ins. Like, if an assassin was ever going to kill her, you just have to look at her Twitter.
Because he knows exactly where she is.
Where she is at every single moment.
Well, and I think some people see it like that. It's like, okay, if let's say that I was going on a mission to Mars and I had to stay in contact with, ground control. They want to know everything I'm doing, right? Okay, just landed, adjusting to the atmosphere. Oh, I see something over there. I'm going to go check it out.
Right.
There's some people who see people who follow them on Twitter as like an extension that you need to be that in touch with.
Ground control.
It's the ground control. I mean, to me, I'm just doing all these things. My life is so much on the internet that, especially, when I'm not here, I'm with my family, right? It's just like I just don't want to be like, let me tweet that, let me tweet that, because it's just I don't know. I'm not hating on those people who do that kind of thing, who have families, but I cannot get to the point. The only time I tweet is when I like sit down and nobody around. All right, let me think of some funny tweets, and we've been doing a lot of other stuff, so I haven't been tweeting.
But I think that
no shame.
Even with Facebook, there's this added pressure that not only does this have to be true and give some sort of insight into what I'm doing right now, but it also has to have some entertainment value, some recreation value. I won't even say entertainment because that makes you think you're gonna laugh, even though I didn't say comedic. But you know what I'm saying? Entertainment value with my friends that are gonna see this thing. Mm-hmm. It's not just I'm just keeping everybody in the loop.
But there are some people who they have a lot of information.
I think that's the litmus test of is it appropriate or not. If I was entertained by it.
For you personally, that's your litmus test.
I think that was your litmus test about a lot of the advice too.
Right, but and it depends on who you're talking to, right? So you're talking to someone you're talking to a teenager. Well, their tweets are mostly personal or exclusively personal, right? But there might be some like financial guru that you follow on Twitter, and 5 times a day, this person may tweet some financial advice, and you're like, okay, you are a source of this type of information. Now, this guy who's tweeting about financial information is not going to be like, going to bed, Twitter. Like that dude's not going to say that. He would lose all credibility, right?
Right.
Because he's using Twitter. To me, that's a totally different thing, and I get that. And I also realize that I didn't grow up with Twitter. It was something that we always saw it the same way. It's just like, another thing that we have to do because of the business that we run. Okay, let's do it. I guess if we had, our kids are going to think about it differently or whatever the next thing is going to be. It'll just be part of the fabric of their communication. But it isn't for me, and it seems like a distraction, so I don't do it. Call me short-sighted.
I wonder when we'll let them have a Twitter account.
Well, they're asking about a YouTube account.
Who wouldn't? But a Twitter account, I don't know. It's too soon for that.
Yeah. Barely want them to have a Minecraft account.
There he goes. Going to tweet about this later.
Those wings wouldn't really work.